Welcome to SA News Weekly News Update. We'll cover the top stories from across the United States, important developments worldwide, and new insights from the world of health and science.
A New Mexico court has issued one of the most consequential U.S. rulings yet involving social media companies and children's safety. Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, was ordered to contribute $567 million toward programs addressing harms to young people and to make changes to how its platforms operate for minors in New Mexico. The latest order follows an earlier phase of the case in March, when a jury imposed $375 million in civil penalties after finding Meta liable under New Mexico's consumer protection law. Together, the two phases put Meta's financial liability from the case at approximately $942 million, although the company plans to appeal. Under the latest ruling, about $420 million is expected to support treatment services for young people, with additional money allocated to prevention, awareness, screening, and related programs. The court also ordered changes affecting young users, including stronger age verification measures, restrictions on some notifications, information about safety tools, and additional protections involving potentially inappropriate images. Meta disputes the allegations and says it already provides numerous safety protections for teenagers. The Federal Aviation Administration has certified Boeing's 737 MAX 7, clearing an important regulatory hurdle for the smallest member of Boeing's current MAX aircraft family. The approval came after years of delays and an unusually intensive certification process. The FAA's decision means Boeing can move closer to delivering the aircraft to airlines, with Southwest Airlines among the major customers waiting for the MAX 7. The MAX 7 was originally expected to enter airline service years earlier. Its certification process stretched out as Boeing faced tighter regulatory scrutiny following the two fatal crashes involving the larger 737 MAX 8 in 2018 and 2019, and subsequent manufacturing and quality control concerns. The MAX 7 is designed to carry fewer passengers than the MAX 8 and MAX 9, while offering airlines improved fuel efficiency compared with older generation Boeing 737 aircraft. Southwest has been particularly interested in the model because it operates a large all-Boeing 737 fleet and has historically used smaller 737 variants on routes where larger aircraft are unnecessary. For Boeing, however, certification removes one of the company's long-running regulatory uncertainties. The manufacturer has spent years trying to stabilize aircraft production while simultaneously addressing quality control issues and increased government oversight. Extreme summer heat continued affecting large sections of Europe this week, producing consequences extending far beyond uncomfortable temperatures. Italy placed its major cities under the country's highest heat health alert, as temperatures in some areas rose above 42 degrees Celsius, or roughly 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Other European countries have simultaneously been dealing with wildfires, drought conditions, and unusually low river levels. The heat is now affecting electricity systems and transportation infrastructure as well. Hungary turned off decorative lighting at prominent landmarks to conserve electricity. Romania was preparing emergency measures involving water supplies for electricity generation. Meanwhile, low water levels along important European rivers have become an economic concern. The Rhine, one of Europe's most important commercial waterways, has fallen to levels that can limit the amount of cargo vessels are able to carry. Reduced vessel loads can increase transportation costs for fuel, chemicals, industrial materials, and other products. Wildfires represent another major component of the crisis. The estimated economic cost of Europe's fires this summer has already surpassed $15 billion. The current conditions demonstrate how prolonged extreme heat can produce cascading effects. Increased health risks are followed by heavier electricity demand, drought, reduced agricultural output, wildfire danger, and transportation disruptions. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo crossed a troubling threshold this week, with government data showing more than 4,000 confirmed infections. As of the latest report, Congo had recorded 4,053 confirmed cases and 850 deaths across 5 provinces: Ituri, North Kivu, South Kivu, Haut-Uele, and Chopo. That makes the epidemic the world's second largest documented Ebola outbreak, surpassed only by the 2014-2016 West African epidemic. The outbreak involves the relatively uncommon Bundibugyo species of Ebola virus. Unlike the better-known Zaire Ebola virus, there currently are no fully approved vaccines or treatments specifically designed for the strain responsible for this outbreak. The World Health Organization reported that experimental medicines and vaccines targeting Bundibugyo, Ebola, are advancing through testing. A treatment trial has begun at several sites in Ituri province, while researchers are also evaluating preventive antiviral medicines for people exposed to infected patients. Researchers are additionally studying whether an existing Ebola vaccine, originally designed for the Zaire strain, might provide some degree of protection. The immediate priority, therefore, remains detecting infections rapidly, isolating cases, tracing contacts, and protecting health workers while clinical research continues. As the world approaches International Youth Day on August 12th, attention is again turning toward the challenges facing younger generations, including drug and alcohol addiction, family stress, violence, unemployment, and the search for direction and purpose. The teachings of Sant Rampalji Maharaj place particular emphasis on building an addiction-free and morally disciplined society. His followers are instructed to completely avoid intoxicants such as alcohol, tobacco, and other addictive substances, while adopting a lifestyle centered on spiritual knowledge, honest work, and responsibility toward family and society. This message is especially relevant for young people because addiction often begins during teenage or early adult years and can later affect education, employment, relationships, and physical health. His teachings state that human life has a higher purpose, attaining complete salvation through the true worship of Supreme God Kabir. According to this spiritual philosophy, worldly pleasures and addictions provide only temporary satisfaction, whereas devotion, according to Scripture, can lead a person toward lasting peace and ultimately liberation from the cycle of birth and death. As International Youth Day approaches, the teachings provide one perspective on a question faced across societies. How can young people be given not only education and employment opportunities, but also a strong sense of purpose and self-discipline?
And that wraps up this week's bulletin. Thank you for joining SA News, and we'll see you next week. Truth that you want to know.